Then it creates a need to access other people, and then yeah, you can do so on a much more significant level than the rest of the time. Yeah. Look, even these leaves, huh?
Oh.
Good on you. Yeah. So, is the day gonna start sometime? It's about to start raining.
Thank you. Thank you, sweetie. Ready? Ready? Go! Ready? Okay, ready? Ready? Go! Good morning, everybody. So I am currently in Kaitaia and I will be catching the bus to Kerikeri this morning. It's about 7:30 AM at the moment, and the bus is due at 8 o'clock. So I had a really nice rest day yesterday, a 0 day here in Kaitaia. We managed to catch a ride with a trail angel named Greg into Kaitaia. John and Julia and I were all in the car to start with. We dropped John off at the superette where we stopped for dinner yesterday afternoon, and he did the 12-kilometre road walk into Kaitaia. And then Julia was making her way to the start of the Waitangi Forest, so she stopped in Kaitaia to do a quick resupply. I helped her get some groceries and things and show her around the supermarket, and then they dropped me off at the hostel here in Kaitaia, the Beachcomber Backpackers, and she went off to the forest to camp, ready to start nice and early this morning. So our little group sort of split up a little bit, but I turned up at the hostel and picked up my resupply package, which had arrived nice and safe and sound. And I was talking to the lady at the desk, and she mentioned that she was going to put me into a room with another girl. Now we were having this conversation, and she mentioned that the girl was American and that she was from Texas. And my mouth sort of dropped open, and I asked her what her name was, and she said it was Hayley. So despite the fact that we thought we had lost Hayley yesterday, she was in the room when I turned up, so she was very surprised when I walked through the door and said, "Guess who?" So it was really nice to see her. She's suffering with some really bad hamstring pain in her right leg, and as more and more hikers arrived throughout the day, lots of people arriving from 90 Mile Beach yesterday, it seemed that the general theme was that everybody has some sort of pain in their right leg, so that's the same with my right leg as well. So yeah, yesterday was just a day for keeping things nice and rested. We went to Frosty's Vault Bar and Cafe for lunch and had some beautiful food, and then wandered down to the pharmacy, picked up some supplies. So I picked up some insoles that hopefully will help with the plantar fascia in my left foot and hopefully prevent any in my right foot. I also got some antihistamines for the rash that's on my feet, and some deep heat to rub into my knee and my hamstring once I have let it rest and stretched it for a few days. So yeah, all in all it was a pretty productive day yesterday. So there is a sort of tentative plan for the next few days for me. So as I mentioned, today I'm going to Kerikeri. I will book in at the top 10 there for tonight. And again, today will just be a rest day. I'm going to hopefully get in lots and lots of stretching, maybe even get my hands on some ice so I can soak my feet and also put some ice on my knee. And then tomorrow I think my plan will be to get a ride out to Waitangi Forest HQ. So that is the hut or the campsite that is at the end of the Waitangi Forest. So effectively that means I won't have been skipping much of the trail outside of the actual forest part and the little connecting road which goes through Mangamuka in between the two of them. So if I can stay at Kerikeri Forest HQ maybe tomorrow night, hopefully I will meet up with some hikers there, and that means that I can then hike the 20 odd kilometres through to the highway just outside of Kerikeri on, what would that be, Monday or Tuesday? I don't know, I'm losing track of my days. But hopefully that'll be just a nice little gentle introduction. I'd rather do 15 kilometres, but there's just not much choice to do that here. If I decide that I do want to do a shorter distance, then I can also hike the Kerikeri river track from the town centre, but it just means that that's a 6.8 kilometre track and I'd have to sort of hike out and hike back. So that would make it 12-ish kilometres. So I'll just see how my leg is feeling and what it feels like it wants to do. But yeah, that's sort of the tentative plan at the moment. So that's about it for now. I'll update you guys a little bit later. Bye bye John and Hayley, good luck for today. Good morning everybody, it is day 7 and today will be my first day back on the trail after 2 0 days. I had a 0 in Kaitaia with the other guys in the group and met up with a few other people who'd just come off of the beach that day, and I just took a 0 here in Kerikeri yesterday. Wasn't really in the mood to do any vlogging or anything yesterday. It was a bit of a strange old day. I had to obviously leave the other members of the group. I hopped on a bus at 8 o'clock and left them all behind, and my plan was to hopefully today get a ride to the end of the Waitangi Forest section, stay at the Waitangi Forest hut and then sort of do all the road walking and connection between there and Kerikeri. But unfortunately I wasn't able to get the transport that I wanted to get, so I'm still not keen on hitchhiking by myself, and I haven't met any other hikers today, or yesterday, so obviously everybody who comes through here has already completed that section, so that's fine. Today instead I will hike out from the hostel, the Honiheke Backpackers Hostel, hike to the start of the Kerikeri river track and then back through round to the hostel. It should take me about 4 hours. Unfortunately there's about 2 hours worth of road walking, which is not part of the trail, to get there, but then I'll be back on the trail and at least doing some trail kilometres today with my pack to see how my leg and my feet are holding up. Road walking to the trail. These off-trail kilometres are the worst ones. Alright, first state highway walk. This is State Highway 10, which I'm walking up to Pukitotoro Road, which is where the TA trail will be rejoined. So just trying to keep as far right as possible on this bank. State highways are very dangerous roads to try and walk. So when you're road walking in New Zealand, you have to be particularly careful about these inside corners, because Kiwi drivers tend to drive over the white line on them. None so far, but they can be dangerous. Alright, well, I finally made it back back to the TA, so it's down that way a little bit now. No other hikers around that I can see, so just going to keep pushing on to the Kerikeri river track. Finally met up with some other hikers. Actually managed to catch up with the same group that was coming through Utia Park when I started. So the first day that I got there, the day before I headed up to the Cape. So it's really neat. So yeah, I was doing really well with the Kerikeri river track, and then I came upon a foot washing station, and everybody was there, and we all sort of washed our feet and everything, and before we knew where we were, myself and the younger two had headed up a driveway to the main road, and we'd been walking along this for about 15 or 20 minutes before I eventually looked at the map and realised that we were supposed to carry on by the river. So we've been doing a bit more road walking for the last little while. I think they've stopped back there a little bit. They don't have any battery on their phone and they're out of food, so yeah, I've come the wrong way to the stone store. It's not the way that I wanted to arrive at the stone store, but never mind. The obsessive compulsive part of me wants to backtrack to where I left the track and carry on, but my hips, my hamstring, my foot are all saying no, it's okay. I've still walked the distance regardless. So I think I'm gonna just carry on from the stone store back into the town, because it is still a little way from there into the town centre. So I just spent the last 10 minutes looking for this trail marker. Came out onto this plateau just up from the stone store and headed out this way because there was no marker when I got to the middle of the plateau. Walked out that way to the pa and then realised that that wasn't the right way. Came back to this meadow. There's tracks everywhere, but nothing in the middle to say you need to go this way. So, future hikers, just head straight. So from that meadow, you'll have seen that I followed the trail marker signs to come down a little river track, and that track was supposed to go past the Te Wairere waterfall, about 25 minutes or so. Silly me, I thought that might be the end. I walked down this track for about 25 minutes until I eventually checked the map because something didn't feel right, and I saw that I'm way off track, that trail had actually taken me around a river instead of directly back onto roads effectively. So I was starting to get a bit anxious and a little bit stressed because I was in that forest, or little forested area by the river, by myself. Nobody else around. They've all headed off into the town centre. I have no idea where they walked from and to, but we all got split up at varying different points. And yeah, quite frankly, I have freaked myself out a little bit because one wrong turning, you know, one little mistake where we weren't paying attention, and yeah, it led to me going off in completely the wrong direction. But also, like, so difficult to follow the trail so far, and if I'm finding it difficult here, it really makes me quite worried about what's to come. So I've had all sorts of thoughts going through my mind, like maybe I should just wait for the others to catch up, and maybe I'm not cut out for this. So I think I just need to get back to base tonight, debrief, have a little bit of food, and just see what the next step is. But I have to say, this whole experience today has definitely decided me on the fact that it is no fun hiking alone for me. I really struggle with getting myself motivated, certainly not this early on in the piece anyway. So I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I might hang around and wait for the others to catch up or what I might do, but then I have to take into account the fact that they walk at a faster pace than me, and that I may not be able to keep up with them. So I don't know, it's not been a particularly good day, quite frankly. And I'm just having another bad day. I just want to go home again today. I just want to be done and stop walking and just give up. Anyway, that's all for now. Okay, so it's been like a week on the trail so far, and I just wanted to run through quickly what I am sending home and what I'm going to be bouncing ahead. So everything you're looking at right now is pretty much what I'll be sending home. So I packed up all my compostable bags that I've been having my food in, and that's all going to go home to Mum so that she can compost things. This is my sleeping top, which I'm reluctantly sending home, but what I will actually instead be doing is just sleeping in my hiking shirt, so there's no need really to carry an extra top. These are two little containers, one of which I put some sunscreen in because I didn't want to carry the whole bottle of sunscreen, and these were the two left over, so they will go home to Mum so she can send them out to me if necessary. Vaseline that I never ever used. Sleeping socks. So I actually decided to just use my spare pair of hiking socks as my dry socks, and so that saves a little bit of weight on these. I think these are like 140 odd grams, so that gets rid of a little bit of weight there. A sleeping mask, which again a little bit reluctant to send home. It weighs nothing, but it's just extra bulk, but I'm going to send it home and see how I get on. if I want it back, then again it can always be sent out to me. This little piece of cord I brought with me to try and attach my headlamp in my tent somehow so that I didn't have to wear it at night time, but yeah, I just ended up never doing that, so it's extra weight and bulk that I just don't need to carry. And this is the cord off of my compass, which now I have actually just attached my compass to a carabiner, and it sits on the shoulder strap on my pouch, on my pack, so no need to carry that extra little bit of weight and bulk. These are the old insoles from my ultra trail runners. So I've replaced these now with some orthotic insoles to try and help with my plantar fasciitis. So they are going home. Reluctantly, I am also sending home my merino thermal pants. I was just having a conversation with somebody about these. I don't know whether that's going to be a good or a bad decision, but I'm just going to see how I get on with my sleeping tights. And use them as my only long pair of pants, but I still really like to have a dry pair, so we'll see. They might be coming back at some point. An Apple Pencil for my iPad that just doesn't work because it hasn't been charged properly, so that's going home. 2 packets of almond milk powder. So I intended to use these in my cups of tea in the morning, but I just can't get it to not clump in my tea, so yeah, that's going to be sent home, and Mum can just use those in any food resupplies that she puts together for me in the future. This is the little bottle cap off of my soya squeeze pouch. I don't see any need to carry it because I'm literally only filling that pouch up, attaching the squeeze to it, and then filtering my water, so no need to carry that. And then these are a couple of shells that I picked up off of 90 Mile Beach, which are going to go home to Mum, and she can do with them what she will. I was going to carry them all the way with me, but yeah, I think I'd rather just save the weight so they can go into the bag. Okay, and here's a quick list of everything that is going to be bounced ahead. So I have my bottle of sunscreen, which, like I said, I've just decanted some into a little plastic container. A couple of spare bars of Snickers and things that came in my resupply package, which I don't need to carry, and some chamomile tea bags. Things like nail clippers, nail file, razor, which all can be bounced ahead to the places that I'm going to use them. So like a week at a time probably between when I'm going to need to use these. So these are all going to Whananaki Holiday Park. Same with my soya plunger to clean it out. I've already cleaned it at Ahipara, so this will just be bounced ahead to Whananaki. Deep heat that I picked up, I'd like to carry that with me, but I'm just going to see how I get on for the next 3 or 4 days without it. Smaller tube of toothpaste that again came in my resupply and I don't actually need yet. Some tweezers, again goes with the whole array of beauty products here. And then my insect repellent, which I didn't use at all down 90 Mile Beach, and yeah, I'm just going to wait and see how bad the insects get, but sending this ahead to the holiday park in Whananaki as well. Good morning. It is day 7 I think today, and as you can see it is miserable today, but I met up with Julia and today we are heading to Paihia, so down this road a little way, and then we're on to the Waitangi Forest track, I think it's called. But yeah, we've got our full waterproofs on and everything today, and we're getting quite wet, but at least we know that we will hopefully have a bed tonight. So it's just a case of plodding on. About 22 kilometres for today. I did a little bit of doubling up this morning when I met up with Julia at the post office, and we just hiked into the stone store again and then picked up the trail from there. But I went the right way this time. Instead of walking to the Tiwadere waterfall like I did yesterday, we actually took a left-hand turn and ended up coming out in the right place on the trail. So that was nice. At least I got to put my mind at rest about that. So yeah, we're just going to keep on hiking today, get a little bit wetter, and I'll give you a bit of an update in a little while. So instead of going on the nice wee downhill this way, looks like we're being redirected. Guess what? Uphill! So it's been a bit boring walking through the forest today, but it has been pretty. Lots and lots of hills, lots of uphill, lots of downhill. It's been a good workout for my knee and my feet, so can't complain. And it's maybe another 5 or 6 kilometres into Waitangi and then through to Paihia for tonight. And nice rest up, do some strategizing and some planning for tomorrow. Well, I think I've hit my pain threshold again. So yeah, feet are sore, legs are sore, everything is sore. My shoulder, like my left shoulder, is just aching and aching, and I don't know why. I think it must be the way that the pack is sitting somehow, but my right knee, which is the one that's been giving me all the pain up till now, is aching again. I think it's definitely inflamed, and all I keep thinking is the next stretch is 4 days to Whananaki Holiday Park, which is where I'm going to be sending my next resupply package, and that seems like a long way away at the moment. The big road walk tomorrow. You got to take the bad days with the good, right? So one day at a time. Well, we made it to Paihia. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can see me properly, but yeah, made it today. Feet are very sore, legs are very sore, but I think we're either going to go and try and find a backpackers to stay in with some other hikers, or we may even split a hotel room tonight, so just for a little bit more comfort. And then the all-important task of feeding ourselves. This is our motel for the evening. We decided to get a motel and not just stay at a backpackers, so got all of our stuff airing out here, and a couple of beds, this little couch, TV, little kitchen area through here, which is really nice, tea and coffee, microwave, and the shower and the toilet and stuff next door. So yeah, nice bit of comfort, well earned.